We're at Galerie d'Orsay on Newbury Street, and Sallie Hirshberg is the founder and co-owner. It's beautiful. Thank you for having us, and thanks for your support of the WGBH Art Auction.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Tell us about Galerie d'Orsay. When did you open, and how did you come to become a gallery owner?
Well, I studied art history and business, and after I got out of school, I went to work for Fidelity Investments for almost a decade in their art division. And it seemed like a natural progression to want to open my own gallery one day.
Mm-hmm. Were there challenges, especially in the first couple of years after you opened, that you had to overcome?
Well, I think when we first opened, things seemed to be going quite well. We had some amazing shows. We had M.L. Snowden join us, who's the ultimate protege of Rodin. And then we also had Dr. Gary Schwartz come, who is the leading Rembrandt expert from Holland. Mm-hmm. So, and then after that, September 11th happened. So things slowed down a little bit, but I feel like Boston is a city that responds to art and is very resilient.
Your gallery is named for a very, very famous museum in Paris, France. Do you have a special affection for that museum or the modern art in that museum, or maybe both?
Absolutely. My husband and I went to Paris after we graduated school, and I was just in awe of their collection, and it's my favorite museum in the whole world. Mm-hmm. And it seemed natural, where we also carry everyone from Rembrandt through Picasso, some of the same artists that they represent. I thought Galerie d'Orsay would be the perfect name.
What do you look for in a piece that perhaps that takes you, that really moves you when you see a piece? Is it the subject? Is it the aesthetic? Is it perhaps an artist that you sort of follow and stay with?
Well, we specialize in masterworks on paper, so everyone from Rembrandt through Picasso, original 17th century etchings, through Picasso lino cuts. One thing that we look for is rarity, so unique pieces that can't be found, and pieces that are in amazing condition. So those are two really important things to us. We also represent a handful of living artists as well that also have museum credentials, but you don't have to spend six figures to get a beautiful piece of art.
So when someone comes to you, a client or potential client, and they say, I just don't know what I want, but here's what I like, where do you go with that? What do you do?
I think, ultimately I can recommend anything, but at the end of the day, you're the person who's living with it in your home. So I like to find out about your personality, who are your favorite artists, what are your favorite styles, maybe even what are your favorite colors, where it's going, and then we work together to figure out what would work best for you. It's
such a beautiful space. We're on street level on Newbury Street, a lot of natural light. I want to ask you about displaying art. Are there rules or considerations or things people need to remember when they're displaying art, whatever the art or the artist?
Sure. I think one mistake people make is that if they have very high ceilings, they'll think they have to hang to the top of the ceiling or they have to fill the space. And I think it's important to know that the painting should always be at the person's eye level that lives in the home, and that you want to keep it on the lower side, so it's actually in your space and not floating above you. Anchoring is always a good thing, so if you're thinking about hanging over a table or in between two chairs, it can really make a smaller piece work in a larger setting.
Tell us about your support of WGBH and the WGBH Art Auction, which has continued for a number of years. Thank you very much. Why do you do it year after year?
Well, first of all, I love WGBH, and anyone that entertains my three children in an educational way, I can't be thankful enough for the programming. And I also love the programming myself. I really enjoy the documentaries, and I'm a huge fan. Well,
we're very, very happy to have your support, not only of WGBH, but also of the arts community throughout New England. Thanks so much for allowing us into the gallery. It's great to see you.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming.
Let's take a quick look at some of the items that you can see online, available at auction.wgbh.org.